You're listening to Curious and Interesting, a 2-minute podcast on what's new and intriguing in the world of advertising research. I'm Dr. Barbara Phillips, editor of the Journal of Current Issues and Research in Advertising. Political advertising through paid media is one of the main forms of political communication in the United States and can help to inform and educate voters on issues and candidates. More than $1 billion was spent on political advertising during the 2019-2020 election cycle. However, given that the truth in advertising laws governing commercial advertising are not applied to political advertising, political ads also can be biased, deceptive, and make false claims. Does the voting public know how political advertising operates and how it is regulated? Without knowledge about political advertising, voters may not engage in critical thinking or evaluate political messages with skepticism. Researchers Nelson Hammond Haley decided to find out what American voters know about political advertising by examining their persuasion knowledge. Persuasion knowledge is a person's understanding that a message is attempting to persuade them to do something, and therefore should be evaluated with a skeptical eye. For example, if a salesperson tells you the jacket you are considering looks great on you, most consumers understand the salesperson might be exaggerating to sell you the jacket and pocket a commission. The researchers examined 3 types of political persuasion knowledge. First, topic knowledge is how much voters know about basic politics, such as correctly answering the question, which political party currently has a majority in the U.S. House of Representatives? Second, objective knowledge is how much voters know about political advertising. For example, answering false to the statement, all political advertisements are fact-checked before they air in media. Finally, subjective knowledge is how much voters think they know about political advertising, such as answering true to the statement, I know when a political ad is trying to trick me. The researchers conducted a survey with 208 registered U.S. voters who matched the U.S. population in terms of age, gender, ethnicity, marital status, employment, education, income, geography, and religion. In general, participants' basic political knowledge was very low at 60% of correct responses. Participants' objective knowledge of political advertising was even lower at only 46% correct responses. As expected, the higher a participant's knowledge of politics, the higher their knowledge of political advertising, and the more skeptical they were of political ads. However, objective knowledge of political advertising was not associated with subjective knowledge of political advertising, suggesting that voters are overconfident in their abilities to understand and evaluate political ads. The researchers conclude with a warning that the majority of eligible voters sampled do not know that U.S. law does not regulate for truth in political advertising. The implication is that voters do not have the persuasion knowledge needed to invoke critical thinking or skepticism about the political ads they view. This finding is troubling to the extent that political candidates use false information in their advertising, and voters may not be able to recognize what is false and what is true. Future research should assess how people acquire knowledge about politics and political advertising to try to help policymakers educate the population and ensure a strong democracy. For more information, this research paper was published in the 2021 issue of the Journal of Current Issues and Research in Advertising.